Hello everyone, very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. This is your host Vaibhav. In today's session of JForex Indicators Explained, we will be looking at a pattern recognition named as advanced block. This is a bearish reversal pattern which we utilize to look for the trend reversal if the underlying momentum has been bullish, and now the signs are emerging that bullish momentum might be weakening, or it might be possibly giving way to a bearish trend in coming hours or coming candle period, depending on what kind of candle period you are using. We can utilize this for initiating the trades on the short sale side, the sell side, or if you have been with the long position, you can utilize this formation for the profit booking as well. So let us now head to the JForex for the newly released trading platform from the Dukascopy Bank SA. This is the Euro USD chart with the each candle period defined at hourly time frame. For finding this pattern, all you have to do is quick search, type in advance. So here it is, advanced block, and if you want to know where it is listed, you have to go to the add indicator option. There you will find it amongst the pattern recognition. So let us consider. Here you will find it just below the abandoned baby advanced block. All right. Now let us see where it has taken shape recently. This is the Euro USD chart with the each candle period defined at hourly. I have spotted this formation here. So this is the instance which took shape on 26th of January. Now there is a pattern which is going to take shape after there has been significant move on the, and now we are seeing the signs of a possible reversal. So here in this case we need the pattern to have three candles with the decreasing candle body. The actual body of these successive candles should be smaller compared to the prior candle's real body. The difference between the opening and the closing price should be progressively getting smaller and smaller compared to the prior candle's formation. So in the first candle, we need the body of this candle to be green, and it should have closed significantly higher compared to the opening price. Then in the second candle, we need the opening price to be contained within the real body of the first candle, and then the difference between the opening and the closing price should be less than the difference of the opening and the closing price of the first candle. Here also the requirement is that the closing price needs to be greater than the opening price, so the same condition applies for the second candle also. Then coming to the third candle, the closing price needs to be greater than the opening price. So this condition that the closing price needs to be greater than the opening price is the same for all these three successive candles. And the opening price of this third candle should be contained within the real body of the second candle, and the real body, that is the difference between the opening and the closing price, needs to be less than the difference of the opening and the closing price of the second candle. So these successive candles should have smaller and smaller real body of these difference between the opening and the closing price. And at the same time, we also have to ensure that the the upper shadow of this third candle needs to be significant enough. But in this particular instance, we are not really observing any large shadow on this chart. Maybe let us look for another instance. Here we have this formation, but in this case, the second candle was quite large compared to the first candle. So we will have to omit it. Even in the third candle, we are seeing that the real body of the third candle appears to be larger compared to the real body of the second candle. So this is not really going to be usable for us to be used as a bearish reversal formation. Let us look for further examples. This seems to be good enough, but here also we don't really see these requirement of the second candle being fulfilled. Maybe this time around it is indeed getting fulfilled. The shadow, the upper shadow is there, and also for these successive candles, the real body has gotten smaller and smaller compared to the prior candle. So this is a instance where almost all of the requirements are being fulfilled, and this could have been used as the trade reversal formation, where you would have looked at the prior move, the bullish move, and then after this formation has taken shape, you could have used it as a bearish reversal pattern while keeping the stop loss just little above this immediate swing high. Unfortunately, it would not really have ended in profit. It would have gone into end in loss, but that is another story, because for any formation, the possibility of it ending in the loss is almost there, always there. So we can't really look at this instance and say this formation is not good. It depends on how things are shaping up prior to the formation. In this case, it was just starting from these lower levels. Maybe if we have the formation taking shape after significant price rise has already happened, in those kind of instances, we are likely to have far more probability of getting the trade right, the bearish reversal right. So let us look for further examples on the lower time frame charting. Let us try out 5 minutes. In this case, we got this example. Prior to that, there is this formation. In this case, you would have made significant amount of money if you were to utilize it as a reversal formation, because it just slightly climbed above this immediate swing high. Then this reversal happened, the sharp reversal of almost 30 to 40 pips. In the prior instance, it would have ended up in loss. In this instance, quite significant amount of money. Again, here also it would have reversed shortly after this formation. So again, we are seeing multiple instances of this formation providing us the good signals, profitable signals. But in these two instances, not so good. It would have ended up in loss. So we have to keep in mind that this formation, just as the case with any other formation, is not really going to work always. But I think this is a reliable formation. It can be indeed utilized for the reversal if we have seen significant price rise prior to the formation, and then this waning of the bullish momentum appears on the chart, we can indeed go for the initiation of the short sale trade. If other parameters like trend filters and other mechanisms of your setup are in place, I would suggest that you can indeed utilize this pattern for the optimization of the entry point. Now let us see what we can do in terms of the customization of these advanced block indicator. So here we can't really edit anything with the input. So this has been disabled. The input is going to be taken from the chart and we can't really tinker with it. Output, we can only go for different types of color combinations. Suppose if you like the orange shade, you can go for that styling combination. You can go for the bracketing, or you can even shade the whole of the candle in the color of your choice. The opaqueness transparency factor can also be varied. If you feel that this is looking too prominent on the chart, you can go for the increased transparency, so that will lower this transparency factor. So here we have it, but it is not really that visible. So I will again reduce the transparency. Now it is looking prominent on the chart. Output. Coming to the advanced editing options, recalculate on new candle only. This is one option you can try, but this is not going to be making much difference as this formation is made up of three candles. So it will take shape only if the pattern appears after the successive candles meet the required criterion. Highlight the time period zone. The three candles will be highlighted. As this is the black theme, it is not looking that prominent. Calculate from the custom data. You can calculate, you can customize, but not for this pattern because this has been disabled. There is nothing to customize in terms of the input. Show indicator on all the candle periods. If you want this pattern to be recognized on all the candle periods you are using, whenever you are changing the chart, you have to click in for this option. Else you can specify on which particular candle period you want this formation to appear on the chart, to be recognized on the chart, and only on those time frames it will be recognized. So here we are seeing that hourly and 5 minutes being our chosen time frames, we will have this formation taking shape and recognized on the chart. But if I change to say 10 minutes or 15 minutes, it won't be recognized. That's how this system works. So as to make sure that you can have multiple indicators on different time frames without making chart look too cluttered. So that is the whole purpose of providing this option. Now I am again opting in for show indicator on all the grids. All right, it's been recently added. Give it a try and see how it is going to help you in making your trading more profitable. So thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous